Well, greetings YouTube, LMS Tactical here. This is going to be a very brief video, just a kind of a reminder to some folks, regarding firing handguns and what the proper grip is. I was talking to my father about this recently, and I think it's important to know that you got to be wary of so-called firearms experts or people that are kind of wannabe experts that will sometimes they'll see you shooting and they'll come up and say, "Oh, you're doing it all wrong. Let me show you the right grip." You know, as I have said a million times to people regarding shooting, if you're hitting your target, you're using the proper grip. I mean, honestly, I don't care if you have to, stand on your head and wedge the butt of your weapon between your testicles and shoot with your little finger, but you got a tight group in the fucking 10 ring. That's your stance. That's your grip. Now, if somebody comes up to you and says, "Hey, I noticed you're holding the weapon wrong, and your rounds are all over the place, and you've got no group at all," then you might want to listen to what they're saying. That's not to say that you should write off everything. You should always have an open mind and an open ear. But remember, the idea of shooting, sometimes people overcomplicate things. The idea of shooting is to get bullets downrange and onto the target. So if I'm shooting at a paper target or whatever, I'm shooting at a steel plate, if I'm hitting it 9 out of 10 times, that's pretty damn good. I want to hit it 10 out of 10. But you don't want to start fucking around and switching things up to appease somebody that's got their own system. Their own system may be perfect for you, or for them. My system, the way that I hold my weapon, may be outstanding for me, but it may be completely fucked up for you. It may not work for you. So that's something that's important to keep in mind. I'll end it with a story that I told my dad. I was going through some firearms instruction at the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center in Georgia, in Glencoe, Georgia. And one of the FLETC instructors was watching me shoot. Now, I've been using the same shooting grip for 30 years. And it's not that I'm arrogant and think I know everything, but this guy came up and he's like, "Hey, you mind if I show you something? Because I noticed you've been holding the weapon a certain way, and I think I might be able to help you out." And I'll be honest with you, part of me was thinking, really? You can't teach an old dog new tricks, but what the hell? I'm a nice guy, so I listened to him. That guy literally had me shift my thumbs. I'm a right-handed shooter. I had my left thumb over my right thumb. He switched that up, that little thing. Put my right thumb over to the left so that both thumbs are pointing down the length of the weapon, the barrel downrange, pointing downrange. And that brought my grouping in substantially. Lesson learned. Always keep an open mind. That was a good tip that guy gave me. Hang on a second, let me get rid of this guy. Here, go get it. Pay attention when people are teaching you things, but again, if you've developed bad habits in terms of other people's standards, but they're working for you, then you want to keep those bad habits as long as they're not compromising safety. That's where there is no compromise. Safety rules, they're pretty much set in concrete, and if you don't know them, shame on you. You need to know them. Don't think that you can't learn anything, because we forget things as we get older. By the way, who are you and what are you doing in my living room? Just kidding. But yeah, pay attention, and you guys got any tips, throw them out on here, and be sure to follow me on Twitter at Airborne80. I get pretty politically heavy on that channel. I'll see you on Twitter, and if you're here from Twitter, by all means retweet this video. Anybody that makes videos wants a bigger audience, and sometimes I get discouraged when I see 5 views and the video's been up for 50 years. You guys take care, stay safe. LMS Tactical out.